You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey, hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. It's 70 Mounts Word of the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Remake, Sissel's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. No, I have to keep calm for Sissel's sake. From behind us, Jenny let out a shout and waved urgently. I called the police and ambulance. Help should be arriving soon. Get Herschel over here and lay him on his back so I can perform CPR. Sissel and I exchanged reassuring nods before gently carrying Herschel to dry land and laying him down on the sandy shore. We took a step back as Jenny crouched over his unconscious body. She sucked in a deep breath, desperately trying to stay calm as she performed chest compressions on his unresponsive form. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You two, don't just stand there. Get a tourniquet around Herschel's shoulder and stop that bleeding. 1, 2, 1, 2. I immediately peeled off my jacket and tied it around Herschel's shoulder to cut off circulation. Sissel grabbed the arm of the jacket and pressed it against the bullet wound to stem the bleeding. We both watched with bated breath as Jenny continued her work. I placed a comforting hand on Sissel's shoulder. He's gonna make it, I'm sure of it. As long as we stop the bleeding, he should be fine. Sissel nodded numbly, his hands stained with Herschel's blood as he watched his uncle's face desperately for any sign of life. After another round of chest compressions, Herschel suddenly convulsed and began coughing violently before hacking up lungfuls of water onto the sand. He coughed himself hoarse for several long minutes, expelling the last remnants of lake water from his system before collapsing back onto the sand, utterly spent. Boss, are you okay? Ha, sis. Are you okay? Herschel winced as Sissel let out a wrecked sob and pulled him into a painfully tight hug. You dumbass, you absolute dickhead, you fucking twat! I would have kicked your ass so hard if you didn't make it out of this. I swear to fucking God, if you don't get better soon, I'm gonna... Herschel let out a pained laugh that devolved into another fit of coughing as he weakly returned Sissel's hug. Glad to have you back, sis. Jenny and I exchanged triumphant grins and watched the small reunion with warm bubbling in our chests. They were finally together and safe at last. Behind us, the wail of sirens pierced the air as the police and ambulance approached in the distance. From his hug, Herschel weakly glanced up with uncertainty. Are they... The thugs are gone. I saw Moore shoot them in the leg and their boat tipped over. I don't think they're coming back. Herschel let out a sigh of relief. He pulled Sissel into an even tighter hug, tears rolling down his cheeks as he sobbed quietly into his nephew's shoulder. It's over. It's finally over. For a second, I thought I wouldn't see you again. I don't know what I would have done if... Herschel smiled and ruffled his nephew's head gently. I know. I'm sorry I put you through all that, sis. But I'm here now. And I promise I'll do my damnedest to stay right here at your side. Ain't no way I'm leaving you alone again, not after everything we fought for. Sissel could only nod weakly and bury his face deeper into Herschel's embrace, his shoulders shaking with each sob that left his throat. Herschel held his nephew gently and stared up skyward. For the first time in almost his entire life, Herschel could finally rest easy. The dead of his parents were gone, his sister's tormentors were no more, and his last living family was safe and sound. And so was he. There was still a lot of life left to live, and he finally had the chance to truly live it to the fullest with his family at his side. His grip around Sissel tightened as the relief in his chest bubbled up to the surface and welled up in his eyes. His sobs soon joined Sissel's as they held each other tightly for dear life. Sis, we're finally free. Oh, this one doesn't have it. Alright, this one doesn't have a title. 1 week later, okay. 1 week later. Day 22. I'll be okay. A week had passed since we escaped the whole debacle with the Lorelei thugs. Outside of being constantly hounded by the media on our riveting kidnapping experience, our lives settled down surprisingly quickly. Sissel, Owen, Philip, and I quietly returned to living in our dorms, with Sissel discreetly moving all his things into my room. While things were rather low-key on our end, Herschel was still dealing with his own fair share of problems. He was recovering from his arm injury, and his cafe was still a mess and emptied of all valuables. Café du Coeur stood eerily silent and empty, for a while at least. As soon as the school's paranoia dwindled and allowed us to leave campus again, Sissel marched right back into his old job to help clean things back up. The rest of the gang and I offered to help too, and the money that was recovered from the Lorelei thug's apartment was used to help Herschel get back on his feet. He looked like he wanted to complain about it, but underneath all that bravado, he was grateful for our company. was hard to miss how he beamed with pride every time Sissel took charge at the cafe as he helped reorder equipment and restock the shelves. Life back at Urania was fairly smooth sailing as well, for the most part. Mrs. Corliss seemed equally relentless in fighting off the media from hounding us as she was with stuffing missed homework assignments down our throats. It was a little better than being stuck at the robin's nest waiting for murderers to get us, but not by much. Before we knew it, a week had sailed by and it was almost time for Sissel's big day. I groaned as the piercing sound of the alarm stabbed at my eardrums. Burying my face deeper into Sissel's chest fluff did nothing to drown out the noise. Can you get that, sis? Aww. Sissel, of course, was completely dead to the world and kept on snoring. I grumbled and blindly climbed over him to reach the alarm. Suddenly his arm tugged at my waist and he let out a dazed grumble. Go back to sleep. I don't understand how you can sleep through all that ringing. Hey! Sissel smirked, his grip tightening around my ass as he pulled me further away from the alarm. Oh, God. They're not wearing anything. Oh, my God! Oh, wait. Okay, that's not bad. One second, y'all. Water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's jump back into it, shall we? I flailed helplessly in the tangle of his arms as I tried to slap our clock off the bedside table. Every damn morning. Finally, I managed to punch the offending alarm off its perch and watched as it fell to its death with a thud. Oh, sweet, beautiful silence. Is this an excuse to grab my ass? If this is an excuse to grab my ass, you know I'd let you do it anyway. Oh, God, yes, I have to probably censor that. Sissel laughed, eyes still closed, as he pulled me back against his chest. With how much you've been teasing me lately, can you really blame me for striking back? Mornings are sacred times, sis. You're supposed to let me sleep in peace. I grumbled and snuggled back into my favorite spot. He was lucky that he was so warm and comfortable. We laid together in our bed for several long minutes in a dangerously cozy embrace. After a bit, I blindly reached up and pinched Sissel's cheek. We're gonna be late again. Probably shouldn't piss off Mrs. Corliss, especially today. Weren't you a big morning person before we met? What happened? You're a bad influence. Guilty as charged. We both chuckled and blinked the grogginess out of our eyes. How are you feeling? You know, about today. Oh, God. You mean the National Culinary Tournament? Well, that's tomorrow night. Today's just our flight to the damn place. That's not until tonight. We've got time. I know. I just wanted to check in because, well, you know. Last time you were kind of a nervous wreck. Sissel's eyes fluttered open. He pursed his lips thoughtfully as he stared at the ceiling. Honestly, I'm not really nervous this time around. Maybe a little stage fright because this whole thing's going to be on live television, but, you know, things are different now. I'm fine. Are you sure? Sissel chuckled and pulled me closer, planting a firm kiss on my forehead. What do I need to worry about when I've got a sweet boyfriend to do all the worrying for me? I'm going to be covered in stress wrinkles by the time I'm 30. And you'll still be the same beautiful man you are right now. Yeesh, we've been dating for a little over a week and you're already turning into a doting husband. Oh, please, as if you haven't been even worse. Come on, let's get decent before we're late to class again. Sissel grinned and began to move out of bed, but my grip around him tightened. Hey, what are you... I flashed him a mischievous grin, my fingertips fluttering down his front underneath the covers where a large tent poked up beneath the sheets. Before we go, let me help you relieve some stress for the day, Gotta do my duty as your doting boyfriend. Sissel spluttered, his face flushed with pink. Again? Puh, we've been doing this every morning since you moved into my dorm room. Are you really surprised at this point? Well, no, but, He gulped and smiled sheepishly. You just do a good job in making me feel all warm and bubbly, that's all. Ha! You're such a sap. I'll just appreciate you, okay? I laughed and gave his bulge another firm squeeze. I guess I gotta reciprocate that appreciation now. Sissel chuckled, his tent twitching with anticipation. And you wonder why I haven't been as stressed lately. Come on then, let's make this quick so we're not late again. I let out an appreciative hum before diving underneath the sheets. You're late. Again. Another flood of pink washed over Sissel's face as we scooted across the lecture hall. I did my best to hide a laugh as I dragged him, spluttering and indignant, onto his seat. We just slept past our alarm clock again, that's all. Yeah, because you two were so quiet and asleep in your room. If I had known that helping you two get together would end up with terrible class attendance, I would have reconsidered. Ah, come on, Philip, we were just having a bit of fun. It's not like we missed a lot of class. 20 minutes. It's fine, it's fine. Nothing important happens in the first morning class of the day anyway. Mrs. Corliss assigned us another mountain of homework and makeup work for the days we missed while kidnapped. And then a second mountain for the days we'll miss while traveling to the National Culinary Tournament. Philip tossed a list of assignments onto my desk and my eyes almost bugged out of my skull. This much? The school term is almost over. We all deserve a break. Doesn't Miss Corliss show any mercy? We were in hiding and kidnapped for almost a week. I mean, she's been pretty lenient letting you all skip school to travel with me to a tournament. I have the excuse of actually competing. And we're your loyal and dedicated cheerleaders. Where would you be without us? Cecil's mouth quirked into a sly smile. I thought cheerleaders were supposed to dress in those dumb miniskirts and crop tops. That can be arranged. Owen can probably fit that into his travel budget. Owen's ears perked up and he flashed us an enthusiastic grin. It shall be done. 3 skimpy cheerleading outfits coming right up. I refuse. 2 skimpy cheerleading outfits coming right up. Cecil chuckled to himself and scratched his head bashfully. Wouldn't mind seeing Adrian in a cheerleading outfit. Hey, what about me? Get your own damn boyfriend. My eyes are for Adrian only. Owen pressed a hand to his chest and mimed fainting melodramatically. Oh, you've cursed me to eternal loneliness. Once you find it in your heart to share? Cecil smirked and threw an arm over my shoulder, pulling me close. Nah, I don't think I will. Oh, my. Ooh. Spicy. I'm gonna save that. Sorry, Owen. Cecil's all mine. Owen wailed and flopped his head onto Philip's lap. I've been abandoned twice. I've been abandoned twice. The cruelty. Philip, you won't leave me high and dry, will you? Philip did not look up from his textbook as he absent-mindedly patted Owen on the head. I'll think about it. That seemed to be more than Owen was expecting. The theatrics dropped from his face and he glanced up at Philip with genuine curiosity. Philip, on the other hand, kept his eyes glued on his textbook. Cecil and I exchanged intrigued glances. Do you think something's cooking between those two? Who knows? They've got this weird unspoken thing. I don't sense any sexual tension between them, though. Wait, do you guys think I actually have a chance with him? And Philip suddenly cleared his throat loudly without looking up. It seems his textbook has rendered me quite deaf. The 3 of us slumped and scratched our heads sheepishly. A sharp tapping at the front of the lecture hall suddenly seized our attention. Oh, no. There we go. Y'all, it has been one hell of a journey with this game. Mrs. Corliss was standing at the blackboard, staring at us with a knowing look. Gentlemen, I do hope that you're not too distracted by your upcoming trip to pay attention in class. Nope, no worries. We're super paying attention. We even got to class earlier than usual. Right, of course. I would like to remind you all that despite your days off, you will be expected to keep pace with all your assignments. Also, Cecil, please tell your uncle to stop tapping on our window. Huh? We all whipped our heads around to see Herschel's grinning face through the classroom window as he stood outside in the courtyard. He waved a large Tupperware container in one hand while his other injured arm hung in a loose medical sling. Boss, what are you doing here? Hey. Southern. Blah. I am Southern. I can do a Southern accent. Hey, sis, I brought you lunch. Cecil's face flushed red as his uncle forced the Tupperware through the open window and into his hands. A wave of ahs and coos washed over the classroom. Potato, chicken, potato curry, one of your favorites. You gotta keep that energy up if you're gonna compete in the tournament tomorrow night. Dude, I'm a grown-ass adult. I know. It doesn't mean I can't spoil you on occasion, though. It's not very punk to have your uncle pack you school lunches. I've got a reputation to maintain, man. Alright, y'all, I'm going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!